Good morning. He's risen. Happy Easter. How great the chasm that lay between us, how high the mountain I could not climb. In desperation I turned to heaven and spoke your name into the night. Then through the darkness your loving kindness tore through the shadows of my soul. The work is finished, the end is written. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Who could imagine so great a mercy? What heart could fathom such boundless grace? The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. The cross has spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living hope.
Hey, my name is Lauren, and happy Easter on this bright and early Resurrection Sunday. Today, we just wanted to start the day off trying to stir our hearts to celebration, because on this day we remember that the women got up early, but Jesus got up earlier, right? All kidding aside, though, today's the day where we celebrate the fact that he's not in the tomb. He's not in the tomb. He's risen. And it's something that we say, right? It's something we can say, that he's not in the tomb. The tomb is empty. But this is meant to just transform and change how we view all of life. His resurrection changes everything. So this morning, I would like to draw some reflections from John chapter 20. I'm not going to read it straight through. And in John chapter 20, we find there early in the morning, Mary Magdalene going to the tomb. And we have to know some things about Mary to see the significance. She's going there grieving. She's weepy. She lost somebody in Jesus who had changed her life. The Bible tells us that he had set her free from 7 demons, that she had been oppressed in a severe way. We see her that she followed him, and she when everybody else kind of fell away and betrayed or abandoned him, we see her at the foot of the cross, and here she is again, John chapter 20, going to pay respects. So she's grieving. She's very sorrowful. And you know why she's grieving? She lost somebody that she loved, but maybe she's obviously maybe doesn't. Her expectations were not met because he's dead, and she would want him to be alive, I imagine. So here she is. She's headed to the tomb early in the morning, and she gets there, and she sees that the stone is taken away, and this sends her running back to the disciples, right? And what we see next is Peter and John have a foot race to see who can get to the tomb first. And in good fashion, John declares himself the winner, right? But he goes to the tomb, and he stops, and he stoops, and he looks in, but he does not go in. But not Peter. He might be behind, but he comes full bore right on through, ducks in, and goes into the tomb. And there he finds the burial clothes, but not Jesus. The body is gone. In John chapter 20, it says that John believed And we don't know at what level of understanding or comprehension he had, but up to that point, the disciples did not realize that Jesus had to be raised from the dead. And it says that they believed, and then they went away to their home. I imagine they were probably going and telling Jesus' mother of what they had just witnessed and seen. So they leave, but not Mary Magdalene. She stays behind. And once again, she's weeping. She's in her grief. And two angels come, and they ask her why she's weeping, and she's like, "They've taken away my Lord. I do not know where they've put him." And she turns around, and she sees Jesus, but she doesn't recognize him. She assumes that he's the gardener, and he asks her, "Why are you weeping?" And she says, if you're the one who took, right, if you know where he's at, please tell me, I will go get him. I will go get him. She is in her grief. But I just want to stop here, and I want to see something. Jesus told the disciples in his upper room dialogue that because of the things that were going to happen to him, they were going to experience sorrow in this world. But he says that their sorrow is going to turn into joy, and we're going to see that here in Mary's life here in 1 second. So Mary misses Jesus, though. She misses Jesus in her sorrow. She misses Jesus in her grief. But Jesus does one thing, and it changes everything for her. He just calls her by name. He calls her by name. And immediately her everything changes for her. She calls out Rabboni. She realizes who he is, and it changes everything. Her sorrow is being turned into joy. Her sorrow is being turned into joy. At the mention of her name, realizing that Jesus is risen changes everything for Mary. Her sorrow turns to joy, and not only that, but her joy then will lead to her obedience. Jesus talks to her a little bit, and then he says, "Go tell my brothers. Go tell my brothers." And she does. She gets up and she goes. She goes immediately, and she's celebrating at this point. She's no longer sorrowful that her Savior has risen. Her Lord is risen. Her teacher is risen. And Mary's obedience leads her to then sharing Jesus with others. So I just wanted to share that with you this morning. I think we can learn something on this Resurrection Sunday from Mary's interaction with Jesus, from Mary's life. Jesus had set her free, had changed her life completely, but she was extremely sorrowful because she thought that she had lost him. But Jesus comes back and is raised from the dead and turns her sorrow into joy. I don't know if you are experiencing sorrow this morning, but know that Jesus is risen, and he wants to give you his joy. He wants to change your sorrow into joy, and he wants to give you his peace. And as that joy begins to fill your heart, realize that he has something for you in life, to honor him with the things that you say, the things that you do, with your very life. He has a purpose for you. His joy is for you. And from that joy, then, I pray that you would walk in obedience to his command. And I pray that on this day, the greatest day, we can celebrate together and we can share Jesus with one another. So I pray that you'll see that pattern in your life too, that this is what the resurrection can do for you. Your sorrow to joy, your joy to obedience, and your obedience to sharing him with others.
Let's sing. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. me and death has lost its grip on me. We celebrate this morning, resurrected Savior, He is alive. Here to stay in history. Death has beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. Across the empty grave, to life eternal you have won the day. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Stand in that place, free last meeting face to face. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. Oh, what a glorious day, what a glorious way that you have saved me. Oh, what a glorious name, what a glorious name. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. He's risen. Happy Easter. See you at 10:30.